All right. We are here. We back.
What's up, KCL fam?
What's up? I see Dark Goddess already in the house. What's up, Dark Goddess?
Hey, girl. Hey, glad to have you.
What's up? So we're back, ready to have a little fun, ready to have a family here. So glad to see y'all here. So we'll just be flowing. So we'll be looking for y'all's questions tonight.
Yeah.
Ruben is here. What's up, Ruben?
What's up, Ruben?
What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. So good to see you, as always. As always. So, yes, sir. So, I am Reginald Q A. I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living, where we teach people to live life boldly, authentically, unapologetically, and on their terms without guilt or shame. All right.
Yes, and I am his daughter and sidekick, Boy Shay, and my specialty is spiritual guidance and helping those find their individual path and talents and gifts using the modalities of astrology, numerology, and tarot. So,
all right.
Glad to be
here. We are here. So I see B Gaines is in the house. What's up, B Gaines?
Michael Peaks.
Michael Peaks.
What's Marcus
up?
Hey,
the
man.
All in the house. Good to see y'all here. Good to see y'all here. They said you meant to say pecan pie. All right, see, we're gonna have to bounce you, the man. I made a video telling people it is not pecan pie, it is pecan.
Pecan
pie, not pecan. And the man comes in there to my pecan. So we got to bounce him.
Oh no, not already.
Hey, y'all got to get it right. Because pecan don't taste the same as pecan. So, hey, if somebody's serving y'all pecan pie, don't eat it.
Don't do it. Don't trust it.
Don't touch the pecan pie. Leave it alone. Danny, what's going on, Danny?
Hey,
I was watching Danny. I know you had a couple of questions last week. I didn't see them. I saw them the next day. I was kind of watching the show. So if you would just put your questions up, and we'll get to your questions there. All right. So I saw her. She had a couple of questions that she was asking. So Fred Johnson, what's up? What's happening? Jennifer Wilson, hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
And yes, so you are correct. Pecan. Wait a minute, who's correct? Jennifer, is it pecan or pecan?
We're gonna say she talking about you, Daddy. We're gonna say
she's saying I'm correct. Okay, all right. So pecan is it.
Hi, Cynthia.
Cynthia, what's up, Cynthia? Cynthia's already given on Cash App today, so she did $30. Thank you for that, Cynthia. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
So yeah. So Jennifer says it's pecan. Pecan. All right. I'm looking at it. I'm assuming pecan, Jennifer. Or else. So man, the man said he was rolling on the pecan. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you. And I remember I was telling him too about my uncle who used to say the prayer for like he had that hour-long prayer before the meal.
Uncle Leo.
Yeah, Uncle Leon.
Good, Uncle Leon. Okay. Yeah, I used to dread that. Nick used to
be preaching a sermon.
You said what?
He be preaching a sermon.
Man. Meanwhile, everybody hungry. You take
right.
5 minutes to pray. Lord, come on.
See, boy, they remember him.
Only because of that. I think I met him on that one occasion.
Oh,
thank you.
All right, Adrienne, what's up? Good to see you. It's Rawlicious in the house. Gave $19.99 out the box. Good to see you, Adrienne.
Yes,
good to see you.
Adrienne.
All right. Yeah. The man said he's got one too. Said his stomach be growling. One of those relatives that be wanting wanting to pray for 900 hours.
Yeah, just grateful somebody gave them a stage. They like, oh, I'm finna use this.
People be getting weak. So, and who is this? Thais says it's pecan. Oh, see, we got to bounce you. No, it is pecan, not pecan. Y'all better stop it. Oh, y'all better leave me alone on that pecan. Hey, the pecan always tastes better. So yeah.
What's up, Lily from the West Indies?
All right, all right. What's up? What's up?
All the time. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate the support.
Most definitely, most definitely. I see you, Judy, and Keisha B. What's up? What's up? All right. Okay, guys. So we got any questions that we're gonna, anything in particular that we're talking about tonight? So metaphysical,
astrological, numerological.
Yeah, any of those things. So I know I did have one question because I know I was talking on one of my videos about the esoteric language, okay, and how. Or not esoteric language, but just how a lot of the symbolism esoterically is stated. And I know I mentioned I mentioned the idea of the word and the word John 1:1. It starts in the Bible. John 1:1 says the word was God. The word was with God. Okay. And that is a metaphor. And I talked about that being a metaphor for the idea of vibration on one level, because what does it take for a word to, in order for a word to be produced in our mouth, the vocal cords have to vibrate. So, but the esoteric language is always multi-layered, and that's what a lot of people kind of don't grasp a lot of times, that it's multi-layered and has many. It can be looked at many different ways. So not only is the word a metaphor for vibration, but you can also say that the word is a metaphor for wisdom. Okay, and the reason being is that you can look at wisdom as being something that enlightens you. Okay, and if you say or say some words that can enlighten a person, then you are speaking the word. Okay. So you can look at it as on two different levels. So the word can be enlightenment, and it can also be a metaphor for vibration. Okay, so we can look at it that way. Okay, and let's see. All right, Danny. Danny's out the box here. Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
I hit the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Okay, it says, do you recommend any movies or books for my 9-year-old? AJ and I can catch or read together to help him understand at his age. And I haven't for kids, a lot of this stuff, Danny, is not broken down, because you got to understand too, like a lot of this knowledge that we have in for Kemetic knowledge is really very, very young. It's less than 100 years old. Okay. And in a lot of cases, even the understanding that we have now of the netters is probably less than 50 years old. Okay. So this, and there was for a very specific group of people that have even been interested in this. So there's not movies and stuff that break this down for kids or kids books or anything like that. What I'm hoping is just as I'm teaching and spreading this knowledge, that there are going to be people that are going to grab hold to it and do come out and teach stuff for kids, and teach it from their passion, So right now, I can't give you any specific books or movies that is going to be necessarily connected for kids. Now, there is a lot of anime and stuff like that like Avatar. What's some of the shows that
Avatar? You remember I was watching that show with you during quarantine? Yep.
Avatar. There's some other movies that I know Caleb is he was telling my son he's interested in a lot of the anime and stuff. but I still wouldn't say that those are necessarily for kids, though. You know,
Doctor Strange is a great metaphysical movie. If you can break it down to him and explain the metaphysics.
Yeah. The Marvel movie Doctor Strange. Yeah, but that's still, a lot of that stuff is so advanced, though. It is like way up there. So a lot of people didn't even catch a lot of that. So Daddy Coop gave $9.99. What's up, Daddy Coop? Appreciate you.
My love. I appreciate
All right.
you.
Oh, we know him, huh?
We know him.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, Leon Jones gave $4.99. Thank you, Leon. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Leon.
All right. And then Danny's coming with the $9.99. Danny A says, "Thank you, family. You guys are awesome and much appreciated. We love you guys." Thank you, Danny.
Thanks,
Thank
Danny.
you so much.
Love
Thank you so
too.
much. Definitely appreciate you.
It.
Let's see, Sharmika. CJ has a question. Okay.
Yeah. But hey, Sharmika, what's up, girl? So CJ says, I'm a tad bit early in this journey, and I'm wondering if demons are real and not just as a representation of something low vibrational. I had an experience that suggests demons are real. Okay, so first of all, perception is reality. So if that's what you perceive, then you don't necessarily need outside validation. But the way that I perceive the concept of demons is that low vibration or things that scare us or make us uncomfortable, everything is working in terms of our evolution. So sometimes we need something that's going to trigger or catalyze an experience in order to readjust our path. And sometimes that can come in the form of a demon or something that scares us and makes us feel disempowered, so that we have the catalyst or the construct is set for us to empower ourselves through that challenge. So that's the way that I view demons, because when you understand that you are in charge of your energetic domain and nothing that you don't allow into your energy can stay, okay, demons can easily be dismissed. Or you tell them, thank you for what you were trying to teach me. Thank you for showing me this fear, but I've learned what I need to learn and I now dismiss you. So it's not necessarily something to fear. And even low vibrational things can have a high vibrational purpose, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it can cause you to rise to a high vibrational level. So getting over it and working through it and gaining the wisdom from it. Mm-hmm. So as far as I again, your perspective and your experience is your reality. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to dismiss somebody's experience of a demon. Okay. And I don't want to say that a demon is not real to you. But again, a lot of times those represent fears or the real experience that you have connected to that is a fear, okay, that you experience. But again, as Voice was saying, you have to understand that there is nothing in the universe that can harm you that you don't give power to. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you got to understand that there is I want to say a boundary of power that you have energetically that nothing can enter that you do not give permission to.
Right.
Okay. So understand that. If you you are never powerless. And I know from our perspective, from a Christian perspective, a lot of times, and even from a lot of other traditions too, they give a lot of power to entities that are negative or have a negative energy. They give a lot of power to them as if they are powerful, more powerful than we are. Okay. And understand that anytime you're talking about demons and fears and stuff like that, they're just the opposites of the other possibility, which is something that's good, that's goddess, there's love, that's, blah, 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 So that's the way the ancients represented these ideas, was symbolically they gave the fears a representation, okay? And we've used those representations today as something that represents our fears, because you got to understand when we're talking about a demon, usually we're talking about something scared and scary, something fearful. And that's what we have constructed these representations or these fears. We've constructed demons to represent those ideas for us. The reality is if you experience the fear and it looks like a demon, it is real for you. Absolutely, positively. But understand you're powerful, and there's nothing that can have power over you. Okay?
Exactly.
All right.
So sorry, Daddy.
Huh?
Go ahead. Brother Ruben had this question earlier. I wanted to go ahead and put that up there.
Did the Romans create the Bible? From my understanding, there was a family, and there's a good book to look at that. Is oh man, I'm seeing the book now. But he talked about a Roman family that Caesar's Messiah was a book that he's talked about, that this guy talked about. A Roman family created gave the money to create what became the Bible, because understand there was thousands of books that was circulating at that time. And I've talked about like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, stuff like that were circulating at that time. There's an old Greek book called the Pistis Sophia that is also a link between the Bible and the idea of Jesus and stuff like that. So could there have been a patron, so to speak, that gave money to create those ideas or put the Bible together? Yeah, that's a possibility. So in God, now I forgot the name of the doggone book again. What was the book I just said? But the Caesar's Messiah. So that's a good book to kind of research that, and he talked about that. Okay. So very good. Good question. And Sharmika asked this question, says 2 astrology questions. Can you explain Black Moon Lilith and also what it means when Venus goes invisible? Okay, I have no idea what Black Moon Lilith is. I've never heard of that term before.
So Black Moon Lilith is a very popular asteroid, and I'll just expound on what I know about it. I haven't dove deep into the studies of Lilith, but what I have grown to understand about it is that it's kind of our everyone's inner dark goddess, or our dark femininity, or how we act in a raw sexual way, or our raw sexuality. For example, if you have Lilith in Aries, your raw sexuality is someone who is sexually bold, or likes roughness in sex, or
likes the roughness.
Acts like domination, or things of that nature. So Lilith, she's kind of she's a little risque, or she can have a reputation for it's like the part of our sexuality that needs to be unleashed, or that we try to suppress based on shame, or aspects of our femininity that we repress based on shame. Lilith can also tell us how we require sexual attention, or what our sexual nature is like, or what we're like behind closed doors, as well as raw attraction. Okay, so that's what I understand about Lilith. If anyone else has an interpretation to add, or can expound on that, please feel free to do so. Maybe you can
a dominatrix might be expressing her Black Moon Lilith. Is what you're saying?
Yes, her
you better have a safe word with her,
right? Or maybe she's the one that likes to have the safe word.
I heard that. I heard that. I ain't mad at it. Yeah. Let's see. Brenda says,
it was a 2-part. It was a 2-part.
Oh, it was a 2-part. Yeah. It was. Okay.
She said, and what does it mean when Venus goes invisible? So I don't know the answer to that. I've never heard of Venus going invisible. I know of Venus going retrograde, or it being in detriment. But tell me the context in which you heard it, and maybe I can expound on it a little better, or I may know what they're talking about.
All right. And Brenda had a question. Says, so Brenda, and thank you for the gift. She also gave on Cash App $25. So thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
Says there is a lot of focus on the New Testament. What about the Old Testament? Is any of it based on Kemetic teaching? I can't see it. as their take on God is horrible. No, all of the Bible came from Kemeticism, but we focus on the Old Testament because that's where Christianity says that there was a new what do you call it, a new covenant. So the Christianity says that a lot of what happened when Jesus was what supposedly died for our sins, that erased a lot of the negative God that was in the Old Testament. Okay, so as Christians, that's why we focus more on the New Testament. Now the Jewish and they focus more like on the first 5 books of the Bible. I think they call that the Pentateuch or something. That's more based on the Old Testament stuff. But the Jesus and him dying for our sins supposedly erased a lot of or started a new covenant. That's why we don't focus on in the West a lot. We don't focus on the Old Testament. Okay, so that's one reason there. All right.
Marcus Cobb said, "How do you call on your ancestors, spirit guides, and elders?" In just that way. So anytime I need help, or I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me, make my path clear or bring me clarity, I just say, ancestors, spirit guides, the spirits that love me and work with me, I welcome you into this space or into my space and time right now to help bring me clarity, show me what I'm not seeing, or illuminate my path for me. So just invite you into your experience.
Yeah, set your intentions for who you want to contact or who you want to contact you.
Yeah. So when you say ancestors come into my experience, it's literally the same as like picking up the phone, dialing their number, and making a connection or calling them. So you're literally calling them. This cell phone is a reflection of what we're actually capable of doing, or what our machine is actually capable of. So any energy you want to connect to, simply call out and then sit and listen and be open to receiving.
There you go. There you go. All right. Angel of Days, Michael Peaks coming in strong. Says, much love and abundance, family. Been manifesting like crazy. Priming the pump. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And then D Turner.
Oh, sorry.
D Turner says, hold on, let me put her up here. It says, sending in honor of my new granddaughter, Voche. I got mixed up. My apologies.
It's all good, D. And I'll be responding back to that email. But congratulations on your new granddaughter. We're going to postpone the reading. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. And thank you so much. So happy for you. Enjoy.
All right. And then we got Cannabis Maximus coming in strong. Says, I'm ready to receive. Love and light, KCL fam. Appreciate you, Cannabis Maximus. Man, y'all coming hard tonight.
Woo. Yeah, what? I'm feeling the love, Daddy. How about you?
Thank you, huh?
Yeah. And I just wanted to say thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. Glad that enlightened some things for you.
All right.
Let's see.
Vivacious Queen II. Do you believe Jesus was a real person? No. Never lived, never existed. Everything that was that we know of Jesus as a human being was made up by the Romans and the Catholic Church. So they needed Jesus to institute a hierarchy in their church, and they needed a historical physical person in order to do that, to confer power to the Catholic Church. So that's why they made that. Jesus conferred power to Peter, and Peter conferred it to the other disciples and bishops of the Catholic Church. But as far as a person that existed, no, never did. All right. Let's see. And I put together, if you want proof of that, definitive, I put together a class for you that you can actually go to the Esoteric Christ, and I break it down step by step, teach you how to look at the symbolism and the ancient hidden symbolism in the Bible, and actually use the Jesus story to show you that. Voice I think she just went away, so she must have lost connection there, but she will be back. All right. So yeah, but good question. Good question. So definitely the question is appreciated. So yeah. All right, let's see. Can you explain more about the parable of Cain and Abel? Uh I haven't studied that parable, Chiefs of Scorpion, so and looked at that. But a lot of that stuff again, it has an esoteric meaning. As far as the story of Adam and Eve, I've looked at that a little bit more in depth because that has more ramifications as far as what we believe or have believed as Christians. But specifically studying Cain and Abel it's not something that I've done yet. Maybe at some point I will, but it just not something that had caught my interest. Voice says she got knocked out, so I'm sure she'll be back here so soon. Okay, I'll just tell her to come back. Come back. All right. She'll be back. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Red Rose says she keeps hearing crows around my house when I'm out for a walk. I'm not afraid of them, but I want to know if they have a spiritual meaning. I've been seeing a lot of those too for some reason. So, hearing them calling and stuff like that. But I haven't thought about what it might mean. So I don't have an answer for you on that one, Red Rose. Don't have an answer for you on that one. Let's see. Tina says about Lilith. Says Lilith is supposed to be the woman who came before Eve. She was too bold and wanted to get on top during sex. Dang it. I hate it when that happens. No, I don't. But anyway, Adam didn't like that, so God got rid of her and created Eve. Adam didn't like it, kind of, a little cowboy action. I don't know. What's up with that? oh man, that's funny. Lilith wanted to get on top. That's too funny. Let's see. Did you see all the black crows sitting on top of the houses in this neighborhood? About 700 or more cover these people's homes. I didn't see that, Dark Goddess. Sure didn't. Rather Creators in the house. What's up? Let's see. Jermaine mentioned the Torah. Thank you, Jermaine. That's the first 5 books of the Bible. The Torah. Thank you. Appreciate you. I knew it had a name. I just forgot about it. But yeah. Let's see. Yes, love, light, a candle. Let's see. What was the similar term you used in a video that is distinct from anthropomorphizing the netters, which led to widespread humanization? So it was more of a humanization of the netters and the naturals being. Okay, she's back.
I don't know what that was. It completely just knocked me out. Okay.
Hey, something happens. It happens to me sometime too. So
yeah, I had to restart. Anyway, technical difficulties, but we back. Lilith is supposed to be the woman who came before Eve. She was too bold. Oh, was I too late? Okay, did we already move away from that?
Yeah, we had already talked about that one.
All right.
But she was saying that Lilith wanted to get on top of Adam during sex, so he was like, "I don't like that."
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Like that was all it was. I mean, he just wanted to get on top, and he had a problem with that.
Nah,
like, come on, baby, let's roll. No,
they wanted Lilith to be submissive, and she was like,
nah. I'm gonna take this.
Right.
You mine. Come here, boy.
We wanted to be in her masculine too. She said, "Look, we gotta share this."
Hey, sometimes a little aggressiveness ain't bad at all. Look, come on. Like sometimes us guys be wanting to know that y'all want us too. Shoot. Hey, man, I'm ready. Yeah, baby, you are okay.
Look, I understand.
For real. Well, hey, I ain't running from that. Not running from that at all. Okay, let's see.
DJ said, what
Shamika
was the
J.
similar term you used in the video that is distinct from anthropomorphizing the netters, which led to the widespread misinterpretation? This is important for me to recall and document. I don't know.
Yeah, and I told him that was humanization was the other word. So anthropomorphizing means that you just use something natural or an animal to represent a metaphysical or an abstract idea. Okay, and that's what a lot of people don't. They look at the Egyptian netters and they think that Egyptians and Africans were worshiping animals, but they weren't worshiping them. What was happening was that they used animals to represent a more distinct or pure form of an idea or a metaphysical idea. Or they might use it to represent the animal compared to a human might have what might be considered a superpower. Okay, say like a cat, they represent a cat's eye as something that could see in the dark. Because y'all know how a car can shine a light on a cat and you can see the cat's eyes glowing, you know, and in that way, cat's eyes are more keener in the dark. Well, they would represent somebody that is able to see into their own darkness, their inner darkness. They would represent that ability with a cat's eye. Okay. So that's the way they did that. So the Africans would humanize, and they are not humanized, but anthropomorphize even the idea of God as someone that was or something that was conscious, or God can, instead of saying like they would represent consciousness as being aware, they might use the eye as God can see. Okay. But the Romans and the Greeks took that as God being a human being and like a human being. Whereas the Africans weren't saying that God was like a human being. They were representing the metaphysical idea or the abstract idea and giving us an analogy. Okay, that's what they were using that for. So they humanized. So the Greeks and Romans humanized God, and that's the same thing that they did with Jesus. They humanized an idea, but the Africans weren't. They were more anthropomorphizing, saying this is what they were using it as things, ideas as analogies, and not or the functions of nature. They were using animals and to help you understand abstract ideas. Okay, so that's one way you can look at that.
Shamika she was expanding on her last question. She said, I heard that when she is transiting close to the sun, she won't be seen in the sky, so her energy is sort of on vacation. The way that I would interpret that is when a planet is so close or conjunct, so they each have their own beam of energy, or how their beam of energy is being projected toward Earth. When it's conjunct, the beams join, and the sun amplifies whatever theme of the planet it's conjunct. So with us being in Libra season and Venus being the ruler of Libra, or the Libra's domain, things like relationships are amplified. Relationships either become harmonious, or you analyzing them and picking apart and deciding, hey, we want to split. I've been seeing both in the media. So that's how I see this energy, is that it's more so amplified than on vacation, because Libra themes are being amplified here. So that's why.
All right. Handle it. All right, Ruben coming up on the strong end again. What, y'all?
Man, thank you, Ruben.
Dang, Ruben gave $50. Says priming the pump. Peace, love, and abundance.
Yes.
Appreciate you. Man, y'all coming strong.
Man, big spenders.
Let's see where we're at. Okay, let's see. Brenda, what you got here says, moreover, Lilith asserted her independence and let Adam know she was not submitting to him, nor was that God's expectation. Yeah. And that's a crazy thing, because and I would agree with Lilith. Because this idea of this Christian idea and religion, it's not just Christian, it's really the Abrahamic religions idea, is that women are supposed to be submissive to men. I think that has been so damaging for women, over the centuries. And this idea that another human being is supposed to submit to another human being, to me, is just absolutely ludicrous. So women are the other half of the whole. Okay, so we're supposed to form that our two halves form a whole. And to say that one is to be submissive to another, I think that does a disservice to the other human being. In my estimation.
And
so go ahead.
I was just going to say that's a discussion that me and my partner have had in terms of each gender or each energy having a specific role to play in the relationship. And there is times when one has to submit to the other, as well as vice versa. It's an exchange of power versus one empowering or having power over the other.
It's a partnership.
Right, exactly. And I think ancient Egypt, didn't they really supported that in terms of understanding that women are equal and hold a very divine part in the whole, and both have to be balanced for the relationship to be as fruitful as it can be. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And that's where, again, you'll see in with the netters, there are usually a masculine and a feminine, and the feminine was the environment and the masculine was the active aspect. But they had to be they had to be together in order to form and create something. So that was the foundation of any trinity. You have the masculine and feminine, and then whatever they created was the child. Okay. And from that, but that's not just in sexual terms or not just in physical terms. That's with anything. Okay. So anything in creation, there has to be the environment and then the seed that plants into the environment in order to create something. Okay.
Powerful. Yes.
Yeah.
We're always co-creating.
Always. So one is not submissive to the other. One is not submissive to the other. All right. Let's see.
Thank you, Jim. Wait. Oh, go ahead, Daddy.
Kanoom. Let's see. Kanoom Ross says, "Have you traveled to Kemet?" Nope, not yet. If so, did you have a mystic experience? I had many, but most profound was at Abu Simbel. I have not been there yet. I plan on going though. Plan on going in the next year though. For real. All right. So great question. Thank you. All right, Voice, you were getting ready to.
Yeah, I was just thanking Jam City Media for this sweet compliment. She says, "Thank you. This is just a compliment, Voice. You're so knowledgeable and beautiful, gorgeous, all at the same time."
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. We have some more gifts. Let me get down to here. So let's see. Got Empress Goddess gave $20. Says right. Thank you, Empress Goddess. Appreciate you. And Keisha B gave $22.22. Thank you, Keisha B.
Love that number. That's one of my favorite angel numbers right there.
2222.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Strong number tonight.
The blessing is on its way. So thank you.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, Linda? That's Fam. I love her. Beautiful energy. Thanks for holding space for me anytime. Linda in the house.
Linda, what's up? Good to have you. Yeah. So somebody boot out chat 69. Get rid of them because
I didn't even see him.
Sitting up here spamming in here.
One of the moderators help us out.
Yeah, get rid of the spam. Okay. Let's see. This is Hell says, "Is losing yourself?" Love that name. This is Hell.
It's always a laugh every time they have a question.
Is losing yourself a part of change? You'd have to give me a little bit of what you mean by losing yourself, because I would say just off the top that losing yourself is never a part of change. Now, do you evolve and do you become something different? Yes, but you never lose who you are. Okay, so that's what I would look at that.
From my perspective, our ego sheds, and sometimes it is based on difficult experience. We difficult experiences we've had that result in change. So you can let go of parts of yourself that no longer serve you, or layers of conditioning that we're peeling back in order to allow more of our authenticity to be expressed. But you never lose anything that you need. It's always transformed. The energy is being transformed.
All right, all right. So, your thoughts on Kundalini? So, Empress Goddess, again, for me, the way I understand Kundalini is that that's something that that we can develop, and it's not something that really happens until like we might reach like our middle ages of 40 into our early 40s, maybe late 30s, early 40s. But again, that's not something specifically that I've studied, gotten into Kundalini. I've touched on it, but hadn't gotten real in depth about it. Okay.
So from my understanding of what a Kundalini rising is, it's based on our chakra system or our energetic body. And as we do the work to clear the blockages in our chakra, or the energetic imprints in our chakras, in order to align them, we then, it's like we work on each one. So from the root all the way to the crown, we work on each chakra and their properties, and understand how to create a healthy, of each chakra. And as you do that, you can raise the energy from your root all the way to your crown. Okay. And it does, it's enlightening. So I haven't heard that it happens at certain areas or certain times in your life. I always associated with doing the work or setting the intention to work with chakras, work with your energy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that is, it's like an evolution or development of a person. So that's part of the reason why we go through our what they call the what is it? When a middle-aged person starts having that conflict of, why am I here? That existential conflict. That's part of the Kundalini rising, because you're developing, and you're getting to a point to where you're like, why do I matter? Why am I here? You start earning it. So it's kind of like that is like an extension of what's happening, energetically.
Yeah,
okay, so
I had that experience and was asking those questions, 5, 6. Really, I can think back to being young and asking those questions, but yeah.
And it's some people are that can happen at any age, but usually people have that crisis after they've tried to climb the corporate ladder. They've done all this stuff, just they bought the houses, the cars, and
getting lost in
then all of a
identities
sudden,
and roles. Yeah, I said getting lost in identities and roles, like parent, husband, Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it comes to a point where that stuff just it all crashes down around you, because all of a sudden you recognize all the stuff really didn't matter. All the stuff wasn't the most important thing in your life. And and once that crashes down, then you're like, okay, well, what is life about? And you start asking those questions. So yeah.
And thank you, Linda. I saw your compliment. I appreciate it. Let's see.
All right. Somebody says, let's see, any info on using crystals? Oh man, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So anything in specific that you were wanting on that, Leon Jones? Because personally, I like to use crystals. I sleep with crystals under my pillow. And at different times, I'll use different crystals, and it actually helps direct energy when you're sleeping. So there's just a lot of different ways, a lot of different crystals that you can use. It can help balance your energy system. It can help clear out energy systems. It can help. Certain crystals can actually amplify certain chakra energy. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with crystals. A lot of different things.
I'm currently surrounded by crystals. Every time I do a reading or anything, I create like a crystal grid around me. So we'll use this crystal as an example, but each crystal has its own aura or magnetic field and properties that it's constantly emitting. And when you work with a crystal, you are working with their energy. So whatever properties that crystal has, if you want to receive those properties, you put it in your left hand, which is feminine, receiving. If you want to emit those properties, you put them in your right hand, which is emitting or putting it out. So essentially, you are working with the energy or the property of the crystal. Crystals come from the earth, okay, so they each hold energy from the earth, okay, or the second dimension underneath us, where the caves, Middle Earth, all that. I love researching, talking about that stuff. But saying that to say, essentially, you're holding a part of the earth and working with the energy and the healing properties of the earth based on which crystal you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
That's my quick spiel on crystals.
Yeah. And the African ancestors, they use crystals, lapis lazuli, quartz, all of these things. They use those crystals in their ornaments. I believe even the pyramids are made from the big blocks of granite and crystal quartz and stuff like that. That's what the pyramids are made out of, and they're like energetic antennas. Is one of the things that they believe that the pyramids are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So crystals are mined all over the earth. So that means there are stores of crystals and energy in different spots, which is why different places have different energy.
Yep.
Yeah. But selenite is my favorite crystal. Like, I love selenite so much.
Yep, I have one of those, just put a big one just sitting right in the middle of my table. So
yeah, I got them in wands, I got them in palm stones, I got them in towers, I got selenite, everything.
Yeah, a powerful crystal.
Yeah.
I even sometimes that's one that I'll even put next to my bed before I go to sleep at night. You know, because it helps catapult you into the spiritual realm. So
I sleep with it under my pillow.
Yeah. So it can be very powerful. Very powerful. All right.
Let's see. Thanks, Red Rose. She said she liked my nail color. I'm into the galactic metallic color. Don't look at them too close because they need to get done. But thank you.
Let's see.
Flyboy had a question, Dad.
What's that? How do you manifest a better job? That's getting into the deep manifestation stuff there. So, but basically, a lot of it has to do with again, you have to tap into that divine feminine, is what people don't grasp. You have to set a particular environment. So a lot of it is based on your thinking, Flyboy, and is based on your belief system. So it is really a lot of steps to doing that, you know, and it's really recalibrating yourself, recalibrating your mind. And that's one of the things that I'm actually teaching in my African Mind Rewire class, is really how to become a creator, you know, how to get that job. Because that's stuff that I actually had to do, you know, or not had to, but that I did, you know, is I manifested new jobs. I manifested the materials I needed, you know, to study for the test to get the job, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, so in my African Mind Rewire class, I teach that. So the actual steps to do that.
And the link to join the class is scrolling across the ticker right now for those interested.
Yeah, and if you join the member, get a membership of the KCL membership, you actually get access to the African Mind Rewire class and a lot of other materials and stuff too. So it's all included in there. So for one price, you get all of that. So okay. Let's see. Do you have any esoteric meaning of the Prophet Muhammad's reported experiences which became a basis of the Quran or the purposes of the Kaaba in Islam? No, I haven't studied Islam. So I talk about Christianity a lot because that's through my experience, and that's through something that I was passionate in learning about and knowing about. So Islam, I've never studied it. That's not necessarily something that I was interested in learning. So I don't have a lot of information on Islam. So what my expertise is in what in my life experience and how it connects to other people and stuff too. So yeah, so don't get a lot into that.
Just wanted to make a quick comment. Empress Goddess, I saw your comment and I'd love to connect with you. My email is deneen2011@gmail.com. So just wanted to let you know I saw that.
All right. Let's see. Danny says, how do you unlock your chakras? Danny, I think it's in the second module. I actually get deep into that. So to help you how to do that. So the second module in the African Mind Rewire class, that's something that we get into. Okay. So check that module out. I think you should have that unlocked by now. But I actually talk about how connected to life, really, how to connect your chakras and your energy system and how it impacts you in real life. So not just give you this information, but how do you use it? Okay. So give you ideas of how blocks show up in different ways that the energies are blocked. Okay. Let's see. Some of us have quarter life crisis, though. Tina says a quarter life crisis, not a midlife crisis, a quarter life crisis. I guess it can happen. It can happen.
Shamika, I love her astrology questions. She says, which house in astrology would represent the ancestors or elders? So that's your fourth house. Your fourth house is going to tell you what you inherited, gifts that your ancestors have passed down to you, the energy or powers or roles that your ancestor wants to play in your life. So look to that fourth house for sure. That's the house of Cancer, which deals with the past, our roots, and the fourth house is at the bottom of our chart. It is literally our roots and where we grow from. Okay, so yeah, fourth house.
All right. Now see, let's see. Energy gave $49.99. So thank you, Energy. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
You gave $49.99. All right. And then let's see here. Man, I thought I had blocked that person. They still putting stuff up.
I tried to block them too, Daddy. I'm over here trying to block them.
Yeah, something's up. So they doing something here. Let's see.
Every time I try to press block, it's like an error refresh, but we'll figure it out. Let's see.
Akaru, was it the original name of the part of the world called Akibalon? It was Akibalon. So that's one of the ancient names of Africa. So and a cracker named Africanus gave it that name. Yeah, Akibalon is one of the ancient names that I've heard. Okay. Let's see here. All right.
Red Rose asks, does Himalayan salt lamps on or off have any benefit, or is it a scam? I have one, but it doesn't light anymore. So I have Himalayan salt lamps, and it supposedly ionizes the air, and it's good. Like if you have pets or allergies. I haven't had any negative experiences. It works for me, I think. Yeah, I have one. I like it. And salt, or just the role that salt plays, it is purifying. That's why, when you get in the ocean, it cleanses your energy. So, and also, you do a salt circle, no negative energy can get in. So salt does have esoteric value. So from that perspective, I'd say yes. Or that no, it's not a scam. From my perspective.
And so does smoke.
Yeah.
That's why we need to smudge, and burn incense and stuff like that, because smoke is multidimensional, and it actually can clear out your energy field. So using smoke, so incense and stuff like that. So good stuff. Kerman S. Wingfield says, any idea when you were born on the cusp, why it messes with you so much? I'm a Cancer born on July 21st.
Okay, so cusp energy is debatable in the astrological community, but my astrological perspective is that when you're born on the cusp, you have the matured energy of the sign you're coming out of, and you're beginning to learn the energy of the sign that you're it was going into. So you have both qualities or characteristics of both signs. And sometimes, so when a sign is going into another energy, so for instance, Cancer going into Leo, Cancer is the home body, it values security, creating, being in a comfortable environment. Cancer can have a tendency to be shy, but Leo is the sun, it's masculine. It wants to go out, it wants to be seen, it wants to shine. And when those energies are kind of conflicting, it's like you have to find the balance between those two, or learn to embody both. So it can be challenging because the energies with Cancer, once again, wanting to be at home, and Leo wanting to express one energy going into another. You kind of have to be adaptable in how you express yourself in that way, or find the balance in your self-expression.
All right. Let's see here. Sound Off the General says, when I sleep with my quartz crystal, I have nightmares about my past. What does that mean?
Oh, that means the crystals are amplifying what's in your subconscious and are urging you to face it. So
yep.
That's what that means.
And understand that when you dream about something that is in your past, it's not in your past, it's actually something that you're dealing with in your present. Okay. And it's using maybe a past person or a past place to represent that energy and how you might have felt in that place. Okay. But it's something that you're dealing with right now. Okay. So when you're having nightmares, what that is your soul is saying, damn it, wake up.
Pay attention to this.
You got to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're having, because what happens is you remember the nightmare and it's energy that's built up. So when the soul is really trying to get your attention, you're going to have a nightmare, or you might have something that's a sexual dream. Okay. And so in other words, it's just going to be something that you're going to remember. But you got to pay attention to that, what's happening in that dream, because it's something that you are dealing with right now that you need to figure out. Okay. So even though it might be something about your past, it's not your past, it's your present. Okay. It's something that you're actually, the energy that you're dealing with now is something that you've felt or knew in the past, or it was a past energy or feeling that you dealt with. Okay. Deep. Let's see. Any space in your class for African Mind Rewire? Yeah, Nikki, you can sign up for it now. So it's actually open now, and the class is self-paced. So it's not like you have to do it. Come in at one particular time. It's self-paced. Okay. So, but we have our Zoom meetings every third Saturday, so that we get in and we talk and discuss a lot of different things. So we get deep.
Yeah.
I like those because I can see everybody too.
Right. Empress Goddess says, do you believe in extraterrestrials? Heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Humanity.
Absolutely.
A lot of us have incarnated into other places other than Earth. So yeah, most definitely they are.
Yeah, and this is the other thing is, see, we only think of extraterrestrials, and one of the reasons why I believe and know that there has to be extraterrestrials. Think about how many galaxies and I mean we have billions of galaxies, literally billions of galaxies, which has billions of stars, which has planets around the stars in the billions, the trillions. What are the odds that we will be the only beings that exist in all of the universe?
Exactly.
It's crazy to think that we would be the only things that could exist. Okay. Now
I believe that in terms of extraterrestrials, there are beings that live on Earth that aren't human that we would consider extraterrestrials, but maybe they were here before we was.
Yeah. No, there are beings on Earth right now that has just as much information and knowledge as we do, like dolphins and whales. These are actually what we will consider extraterrestrial beings, or beings different that are sentient and has just as much intelligence as us. A lot of whales in the dolphin family, they have just as much intelligence as we do. Okay. They're just a different species, but we don't recognize them because we think that they're animals and they're stupid. But that's just not the case. If you ever watch documentaries on how like dolphins and killer whales actually like hunt and teach their young and stuff like that, you would be freaking amazed at what they do. But I know dolphins in some places they're considered sentient beings. Okay. So, but the other part I was going to say is we have to also consider the idea of other dimensional beings, beings that are not in the physical dimension, but are able to energetically connect with us. Okay. Not just physical. So we have to expand our idea of what we think life even is. And a lot of times, if from coming from a Christian perspective, we think that human beings are the ultimate being or the only being on earth. And you got to think about the ramifications of even admitting that there is possibly extraterrestrials for a Christian. If there is if Jesus died for our sins, did Jesus die for the sins of extraterrestrials, other beings on other planets? Hell no. You know? So right there, that becomes a problem for the Catholic Church. That's why this idea of Jesus as a human, as somebody that incarnated as human, when you start thinking outside of the box as us being the ultimate and only beings, a lot of this stuff just will not hold up. A lot of these doctrines that Christianity has just won't hold up because Jesus couldn't die for the sins of other beings on other planets. Okay, it doesn't make sense. But from an esoteric perspective, it connects everything. Okay, bam.
So quickly, Red Rose said, I've been smelling frankincense in my basement, but I don't do or haven't burnt any in the house. Should I be worried? I'd say definitely not. Frankincense is very high vibrational. It's related to the crown chakra. And just like Dark Goddess says, she says ancestors love frankincense. She's absolutely right, because that's how or my guides or my ancestors communicate with me through smell sometimes. And that's how they let me know that they're present, is I'll smell something that reminds me of something, or, you know, a time I spent with them, or whatever the case may be. So I'd say be the opposite of worry. Be grateful. Like, okay.
Yeah, and figure out why you're smelling that. Because in other words, you're getting some information and knowledge, or you're being led to something that makes you go, I wonder why that's happening. So there's something there. If you're smelling that, and it's not physically present, you're connected to something, Rose, and you need to find out what it is. But don't filter it through fear. Be curious. So don't filter it through fear. All right. Let's see. Is it true you have to cleanse crystals after you use them? If so, why? You can recharge them, and it depends on what you're using the crystal for, stuff like that. But one of the ways you can cleanse them is just put them out in the sun. You can run water over them. So, it depends on what you're using them for.
It's debated that if you put the crystals in the sun before cleansing them, it's just amplifying the energy that's already there. So they say if you want to cleanse, put them in the moon. If you want to charge, put them in the sun. Or you can have like selenite, for example. This is an energy clearing crystal, period. So you could just clear the energy of all your crystals with this crystal. Or you can
just sit my crystals around the selenite.
Right. Yeah, I put mine in a box sometimes with it. But yeah, you can use sage to cleanse your crystals. You can use salt water to cleanse your crystals. But with that, be aware there are some crystals that dissolve in salt water. So just make sure if you're using salt that your crystal is made to be cleansed that way. So yeah, there's different ways you can cleanse them, and you can charge them. I believe you can charge them in the moon and the sun. Different energies.
All right. Isonym says, does religion have similarities to spirituality? Yeah, it does. So, but religion is usually the difference between religion and spirituality, I like to say, is religion was created by man, and spirituality you're born with. With Christianity in particular, it has just enough spirituality to keep you hooked, but it has just a whole lot of BS to keep you hooked with fear.
And
Okay,
controlled.
so religion is not natural. Spirituality is just natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one way I would simplify that.
The dark goddess says, my crazy ass has a bed full of crystals. Look, you are not the only one. Okay, my bed is full of crystals. That comes with me. Like I have crystals everywhere. I like to just reach over and grab them in the middle of the night, or when I wake up in the morning and do my meditation. Yeah, so I definitely sleep with rocks, dark goddess. You are not crazy.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Like I said, I put them up under my pillow, so
Yeah.
I sleep in them, sleep with them. Just depends on what I'm wanting to manifest. Set my intentions before I go to bed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Says the 21st priest says, I'm finding it hard to date women who still believe in Christianity. Am I always be faking myself to like Christianity to fit in? How do I cope with this? What pool can I find people who believe in spirituality?
Talk to him,
Ooh-wee.
Talk to him.
Bro, hey, I feel your pain.
Been there, done that. Got a t-shirt.
Been there, done that. Got 3, 4, 5, 6 t-shirts.
Oh my goodness.
So that is the craziest thing is that I know that there is a lot of people that are moving away from Christianity and dating Christian. I will not date a woman that is Christian. I finally had my feel of it. I think the last woman I dated was a few years ago. And it was like, no matter what, they might say that they're open to spirituality, but they run back to Jesus at some point. So it's like, I just can't do it. But I feel your pain. I don't have an answer as to where to go to find them. I mean, even online. I mean, online dating and stuff like that. Most of the profiles, the women are Christian and they're looking for Christian men. At least they say that. But I talk to women who we be having a great conversation. As soon as spirituality and religion roll up and you tell them that you don't believe in Jesus, they gone. So I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. So I date a woman now she's not Christian, never was. So she wasn't even born in this in the United States. So then she was never Christian. So I'm really lucky and blessed to have that.
And you're welcome, John Ford, for that explanation on the cusp. Glad that gave you some clarity. Let's see.
All right.
It's
That's my
time, Daddy.
Huh?
It's about that time.
It is. Oh my gosh, it is. Man, it's already after 8 o'clock. My goodness, my peoples. Man, we've had time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, it does.
For sure. But she just put up my class, the Esoteric Christ, and what I do is I teach people how to really decode the Bible esoterically. Okay. And give you a good foundation. I use the Jesus story as the background story to decode. So if you've ever been wondering how you could explain the idea of Jesus and the lack of historicity or from an esoteric perspective, this is a class for you. Okay, so that can do that. And then I got then Voice Shay is at vovibes.com. So if y'all want to reach out to her for a reading,
numerology,
reach out to her at vovibes.com.
Tarot, yes, you can find me at vovibes.com if you feel led.
All right, family. It has been a wonderful night. So everybody that gave, man, y'all went big time tonight. So thank you very much for using us to prime that pump.
Thank you.
So appreciate you.
Much appreciated to everyone that gave. So
yeah,
man,
and please understand when you give into that, man. I've created platforms, so I have to pay for the platform to house the classes, the platform to send emails, all that kind of stuff. So it's not just going in vain. So it's definitely appreciated. So everything that we do here, it still costs on some level. Even to have this program, to have me and Voice here together, it's something that has to be paid for. Okay. So to have us be able to be here together on this call, y'all are helping paying for stuff like that. So definitely appreciate it. Okay. And it's not just going for vain.
All right. Much appreciated. And sending lots of love to you all. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And I'll see you guys on the next live.
All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.